Hi everyone,
Hi everyone.
welcome back to IC's Fantasy.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and these days we are doing one big job. So we just get the ID for the baby and also the passport.
Yeah.
Today we are going to share with you guys how we get this ID and the process, how we decided to do it, and share you about our experience. So first of all, we need to decide the nationality first.
So normally the nationality in China, it's kind of decided at birth. So you have two options. So if you choose the English name completely, your child is from another country.
Yeah,
because
it's
in
a
China,
foreigner.
Yeah, in China we use Chinese character. So they're not gonna write your name in like Arabic characters.
The time for you to decide which name, English name or Chinese name, only
30 days.
30 days to write Chinese name. Of course, they just 默认了you are a Chinese.
Yeah. And then, however, you got the birth certificate, but you don't have an ID yet. So, which means you cannot pay like the insurance for the baby or whatever, anything related to the baby because you don't have an ID. So, you need to perform the process also to get the baby's ID.
Yeah, because here in China it's very complicated. When you have a foreign ID, when you go to school and all the education system, you need to follow international system, not like domestic way. For example, some public schools you cannot go, or there might be some exceptions.
There is some exceptional where we saw some foreigners if their kid goes to public, but
I know
the
it's like
process
the rest, like the after all the Chinese, maybe there are some space left,
So
maybe like two.
let me break it like into a few points. So it's like this. You need to have a HuKou, which they call here in China. So a HuKou is like I'm a resident from this area. Probably I own a house or whatever, something happened, doesn't really matter how you got that to HuKou. At least you need to be a resident from that area where the school is from. And then, so you are the option one. And option two, whatever Chinese or foreigner, but you can choose to go to the private school, So which means, of course, public is much cheaper and then private gonna be expensive.
Like how different is that? It's actually, for example, public school you pay 4,000, and then maybe in international school maybe like 40,000.
40 even 100 per year.
Yeah.
So, and then now that's crazy expensive. So sometimes you can even have the local education, which is not bad too. So the only option we had is, since we don't have, like,
Shanghai.
we are not residents in Shanghai, so we don't have a house in Shanghai, whatever. And then so we had to register the baby to the mother side. So
From my hometown.
so we need to travel to your hometown and do the registration and get the ID.
Yeah. And
the crazy part happened when we were registering the ID. So the office which normally register citizens, so they were registering because we're interracial, and then especially the name always become a problem when it comes to me. They cannot register my name like that easily. So the system with the office where we are, they couldn't register me. So they had to contact some other department, which we don't know where they contacted, and then they register us, and everything goes through. And then
yes,
it goes
I know. It's like the system, they can only put you inside when this baby is born, like abroad. But actually our baby born domestic. So when they born domestic, they think already it's like a Chinese. So, but when we need to put the Chinese ID. They didn't put this occasion like inside the system. Interracial baby born in China.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing I also noticed is that we could have handled everything online before going even to her hometown. But because the baby is born in Shanghai, and we are going
not
to
from the
register
same province.
to Zhejiang, so we could not handle it online. So we need to go there physically.
Yeah. The time when we decided to do the HuKou, that time we were thinking maybe we can do the ID together, because actually when we have HuKou, we already have the ID number. So once we have the ID number, everything, if we want to maybe like book a hotel and book a flight on the online, we already have the ID number. Actually, it's already fine. But somehow it's still like a little bit of trouble, because everything when you don't have ID, you need to always bring the HuKou book. So that's the time we decided to also do the ID together. So when we call them, they were saying usually the baby at under 1 year old, it's normally they don't do ID because somehow they are not cooperative to take the pictures. We just want to try because he already can sit. So if he is able to cooperate, and then we can just bring the ID together, because we don't have that time to go back to my hometown and come back maybe like for another day. Somehow it's funny, really too little. So we need two people together. One just take his attention, and another one hold him. So, but finally we made it. After taking picture, we need to scan the fingerprint. Fingerprint.
Yeah, the finger. There was
And,
the finger. The finger was very small.
Because the nail is too, the finger is too small, so they cannot recognize the shape. And we tried 4 times, and the machine just like it's all failed. And the worker is like, it's okay for the baby, it's okay, because in China for the ID we have 5 years.
You need to update the pictures.
Yeah. So under 5 somehow is not that important.
It's like a biometric, doesn't really matter.
Decided, and then they will just send to Shanghai, and we will just wait at home and receive the package.
As
We actually didn't pay it for the payment.
ID, I guess it's
think
free.
I didn't
We only
pay.
paid for the package.
I didn't pay for it.
So now we have an ID, and it's very easy now. We don't need to have the HuKou book to go to do some other services. So now we had to help Ray to get a passport.
Yeah, so we need to wait for another day. So when we decided not to do it in the hometown, because for passport,
So even though we're at the same place where they register the ID and get the passport, but it was kind of like 2 different systems. So one was the immigration, another was the ID, the national ID. So after we got the ID number, the information was not directly updated to the immigration system. Yeah.
so when we come back to Shanghai, we just went to the immigration office here, and actually in the office there are so many people are waiting to do it. So the process is also very easy. We just the same. We just take the form, and then we fill our information, and then we take picture again. They need to take picture again, but that time we didn't record. But the baby is also very cooperative. Even for the passport, the standard of taking the picture is lower than the ID, as long as
Someone
there's the face and then all the place showing, and then I even hold the baby to take that one. So
yeah, so that one I was like, it was very interesting because on the ID it was restricted. Only the baby have to be on the background. Yeah.
And after we just pay the money, it's like 120, which is like how much? Like $20 for the passport. But I know in Rwanda it's way
The passport
expensive.
is way expensive.
Yeah, and even only 2 years.
For the baby, for the baby it's 2 years,
Yeah,
and then for
for us.
someone who is like kind of like under 25 or 28, so it's also like 5 years. So mine, I have 10 years passport, but it's always like vary the price, and they are not cheap actually.
We finished all the process, and then they will send the passport to us, but not yet arrived.
Yeah. So that was, I would say, that was one of the best moments. Now Ray can have his insurance paid. We can travel within outside of China without needing some travel things. Only just buy ticket, bro. And
Actually, it can be done earlier than that, but it's just because it's hometown thing, and we need to take time to go back.
Yeah.
So sometimes we feel if it's not like urgent, we don't need to do the ID too soon. But somehow, if now it's like seems like the time is approaching. Maybe we'll go outside, or for other reasons like insurance. That's why we need to put this thing in a hurry in our agenda, and then we can finish and feel released.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we want to share with you guys. And if you meet any problems when you register your mixed baby in China, feel free to contact us, and we will give you all the information we know. I think it's not that difficult as long as one of the baby is from China, and as long as everything follow the mother side or father side, as long as they are originally here, it won't be any.
That's complicated. It could be smooth.
Yes, but I think the only thing maybe in the future will be difficult is to decide after 18, when we need to decide that the baby, like the baby itself, need to decide like where
The nationality.
really
You wanna
blossom.
be like
That's the time I think. If you still want to keep like,
Chinese nationality,
and the same time maybe
you want to maybe have a Rwandese nationality.
Yeah, that's
but
the
which
time.
he doesn't have now, so. But
So-
in having a Rwandese nationality won't be hard if you want to, so no rush. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys very soon.
Yes. Bye bye.